What's up? I'm Taylor Thrasher. Tonight, I'm going to show you how I deal with meal prep. So, I'm going to start off with some gloves because I won't have to wash my hands when I'm done with this. Call me lazy, whatever. I don't really like getting ground beef underneath my fingernails, so I start with gloves. What we have here is 2 packages of Kirkland ground beef from Costco. Now, before everybody freaks out like they did on Instagram about this being trash meat and it's, you know, the hooves and the butthole and the tail and whatever. Costco grinds their own beef, okay? They trim beef, they grind it. All of Costco's beef, at least in these containers, so I've been told, is a choice or better product. So you're not getting select, you're not getting some nasty grocery store meat. It's 88% lean, 12% fat ground beef. Here we got 6 pounds. They're all about 6 pounds. This has been sitting in the fridge today though, so there's like some blood, so I'm not gonna tilt it and show you. This is how I do it, okay? Got blood on my hands already. Food scale, okay? Handy dandy food scale. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weigh it out. I'm gonna pop it into this Tupperware just because it's easier to, you know, put a glob in there versus going straight to the bag. I'm gonna weigh out. I was doing 1 pound at the beginning of my bulk that I'm currently in. I actually dropped my protein down a little bit to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight at the beginning of this bulk. Not sure I like the results of that. I could just be being hyper sensitive, but I feel like I'm putting on a little bit too much body fat, like right off the bat. All that being said, I'm bumping up. I was doing 1 pound at the beginning of my bulk. Now, I'm gonna bump it up to 20 ounces raw. So I was doing 1 pound raw, and it was cooking down to about 10. I'm gonna do 20 ounces right now. It'll cook down to, I don't know, hopefully 7 or 8 ounces per meal. Because I always take this. This makes 2 meals. This is what I cook during the day. So I make sure my food scale is set up on ounces only. 20 ounces. I wonder if these bags are gonna be big enough. Might have to switch to the quart size. I always meant, like, you can't freeze this, you know, so you've gotta toy around with it a little bit. You've gotta choose a weight of raw beef that you can freeze, you know, and then hopefully it cooks down to something manageable during the day. And then either eat that. What I was doing for a while, I had some bags that were bigger. They had like 1.5 pounds in them, and I would cook the whole thing, and I would weigh out my 10 ounces or whatever, but then I would have to save like 3 ounces in a little Tupperware, and then they just kept stacking up in the fridge, and that gets kind of annoying. So I'm not doing 1.5 pounds, or I stopped doing that. I went back to the 1 pound, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to just be saving 2 or 3 ounces every day. It's kind of dumb. I have meal prep containers. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen the meal prep containers. Those were good when I was doing like 26 ounces, 30 ounces of raw beef. These take up less room. And then, truthfully, I like the Ziploc. I bought the meal prep containers because I was broke and I was like, babe, we can't keep buying Ziplocs. But like now, not as broke. It's just easier to use a Ziploc, so whatever. It's less wasteful to use the meal prep container, but dude, they just take up so much room in the freezer. You get a lot more bang for your buck space-wise just using the Ziploc. So anyways, this is what I do, dude. This is a weekly thing right here. This is how you stay prepped and ready. You buy it in bulk. People are always asking me, how much do you spend? Well, when you buy it in bulk, less than if you didn't, you know? A lot of people like to go to like Ralph's or Vaughn's or Albertsons and shop, you know, every week or every couple of days. That can get expensive, dude. It may not seem like a lot, but over time, that's expensive. So we do Costco. I buy it in bulk. Yes, I know they do the 10-pound chub. And yes, I know it's leaner. Everybody's always hitting me up. I already know. I appreciate you guys telling me. But I prefer this. I don't know. I prefer to cook it, drain it. I feel like this tastes better. If you guys have seen some of my videos, again, on Instagram, I don't know if I've showed any on YouTube yet, where I actually rinse off the fat from the ground beef just to try and keep it a little bit leaner. It seems like a lot of extra work, but I prefer it that way. Yes, I also know, see, everybody's got, I feel like I need to rebut everybody. Everybody's got something to say. I know that the fat is good for you. I know that, you know, animal fat, not bad. I get enough fat. There's still plenty of fat in, you know, ground beef that's been drained and rinsed. I drink milk. I'm gonna get fat from grass-fed butter occasionally, avocado oil occasionally, maybe some cheese. I get enough fat, but yeah, I like to keep it lean. I have enough to regulate my hormones, but really I'm utilizing carbs mostly right now, especially on this bulk, this thick boy season. I'm trying to push a lot of carbs. Lean and lots of carbs. You know how they say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready? This is me staying ready right here. I've got 4, 5, 6 bags in the freezer still. These are just gonna follow right behind those. So there's never a time where I'm like, oh man, I'm out. What am I gonna do? Always got extra. Always re-up before it's time to re-up so you don't run out. I face that sometimes with my supplements. I'm really bad about it. When it comes to supplements, I'm the kind of guy that's like, oh hey, I just took the last scoop. Maybe I should order something from a company that takes 2 weeks to ship stuff to my house. That never works out very good. Who knows how long we've been going? I can't see a timer or anything, but 10 minutes. Maybe it takes you 10 or 15 minutes once a week to stay stacked. Like, look at this, 5, going on number 6 right here. This is 6 days, 2 meals, 2 meals, 2 meals, 2 meals, 2 meals, boom. Easy. And like you guys have probably seen it if you follow me on Instagram. I pull it out of the freezer the night before, put it on the counter, let it defrost on the counter. Another rebuttal. People are like, you're gonna die from E. coli. Well, I don't know when. I've only been doing it every day for like 5 years, so it hasn't caught up to me yet. I defrost it on the counter. I guess take that as a warning. Don't defrost it on the counter if you want to live. I just do it every day, and I'm fine. The choice is yours. So, me and my buddy Brad, aka Reliant Fitness, took a trip a couple weeks ago to Northern California to meet up with a cat named Garrett. Successful dude, nice house, Lamborghini in the garage, a couple of sick Harleys. Now, a lot of people would think, oh man, you know, you're going to kick it with this baller. He's gonna have all these like baller foods in his fridge, or you know, he's gonna be drinking this kind of alcohol or eating this kind of, you know, whatever, ordering from nice restaurants, whatever. You know what this dude had in his fridge? He had meal preps. He had pre-cooked rice in a big container. He had ground turkey in a big container, and he had vegetables in a big container with a label with a date on it and what was in it. Dude, that's what successful people do. That's what success looks like. Little steps like this, little preparatory things. That dude's jacked. That dude looks like a straight up bodybuilder, dude. But he's not out there doing the stuff that most people, if they had the means, would be doing. Most people, if they had the means, would be out there buying all sorts of crap food, ordering in from their favorite restaurants all the time, this, that, and the other thing. Nope. Success comes from preparation. This is preparation right here. He's one of the big dogs. Lamborghini in the garage, dude. Big Tupperwares, ground turkey, cooked vegetables. That's how we do it. You guys see something like that, you learn from it. These little steps every day may seem insignificant, but start implementing them in your life. See how things start to change. Start cooking all your meals. Start weighing your meals and tracking your meals. What? Not yet, girly. Because my hands are covered in raw ground beef. I'll be up there in a minute. 2-year-old's yelling from upstairs. She drops them. Man, it's crazy. So my first kid and my second kid, those two both learned how to climb. I shouldn't even say it too loud so she can hear it. They learned how to climb out of their crib like before they could even talk. They're like 1.5, something like that. So we got them the big kid bed before they were even 2 years old. She's gonna be 3 in a couple of months, still sleeps in a crib, which is super rad because A, we haven't had to do the, okay, come on, let's go get back in bed. Okay, come on, let's go get back in bed that you have to do with a kid that you're trying to teach how to sleep in a big kid bed. Haven't had to do that yet, which is great. But when it's finally time, she can like fully talk and like understand. We can use bribes, different tactics. Whereas the other kids, they couldn't even talk. We just had to lead them back to their room. My daughter, my firstborn, we would find her asleep in the hallway, on the stair landing, on the floor of her bedroom, because she just wouldn't stay in bed, wouldn't stay in her room. And so it was just a crack up to find her, like where are we gonna find her in the morning, you know, because she would just wander the house and sleep where she dropped. This one, it should be easier, but she's really stubborn too, so who knows what we'll get into with her. All right, guys, boom. I'm gonna check the clock, hold on. Okay, 16 minutes, and I wasn't rushing. 16 minutes, once a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days, that's 20 meals of ground beef that I just got ready for myself in less than 20 minutes. It's easy. It's so simple. I'm gonna zip all these up. I'm gonna put them all in the freezer, and that's it. And every day, I know exactly where tomorrow's meal is coming from. Pull it out of the freezer and pop it on the counter. In the morning, it doesn't take long to cook. You guys have seen my morning routine video. You've seen how I do it. Cook up the beef, dump it in the rice cooker, stir everything up, put it in a thermos, done. Anybody can do that. Anybody with a Costco card can take 15 minutes to dial themselves in like this. Not everybody, especially not me in the past. Most of my followers, I know you guys aren't doing it. Out there getting those meal prep services where they ship the fancy little Tupperwares to your house so that you're all dialed in. Most people aren't doing that. This is accessible. This is you doing your own thing.